This is a trading review for Thursday, the 28th of September, 2023. And I had a late start because if I had woken up for the early session, I wouldn't have been able to trade with the lack of sleep. So obviously, I look at Tesla. I was expecting an inside day after the big run up we had yesterday. And expected a bit of a pullback, which did happen. Despite having bearish pivots, I was looking for a short. I will have looked for a short at first at R3. And I guess when this doji happened, I could have made a nice entry short. And then along here could have been nice as well. For a run to R4 actually. So you can see that it was a nice day for a long for the recovery of yesterday's sell-off, especially that with the fact that we are still respecting the monthly S3. So this has turned out to be a very pivotal level for these past few days. And once we run to R4, the fact that we had wide pivots, or we had an inside day, pretty much means that we are not really going to extend. The exception was perhaps yesterday, where it looked like we had wide pivots. But very strange day yesterday. Nonetheless, the lack of volume, the lack of stacks was a big signal for me that we're not really have a breakout to the top side, especially after the big run yesterday. So the pivots are definitely wider than yesterday. And I was watching for an R4 short, but again, I made the rookie mistake of making an entry using the pivots, but the pivots is not my entry signal, it's the price action. And here on this candle, I missed the entry. But more than that, I tried to make the entry at the breakdown. Once we close under R4, that's a strong signal that, okay, the stock is weak because we're failing to continue the run up. And then you can see the struggle in the 5-minute here. This was the last push, but it was met by strong rejection at 247, 247.50 pretty much. I drew this area here when I saw this, and I made a new entry in anticipation of the drop. But of course, I get stopped out because my stop loss is not. My entry is at the bottom of the range rather than at the top after being rejected. So it's hard to make these entries because you're entering against the conviction, the long, against market criteria because the stock has been running up. And so I get stopped out, but I see that we reject strongly, but there is no really clear signal of rejection other than the 5-minute being a little bit of a doji. And then I make my entry at the breakdown again, which gave me a nice little run of 40 cents, almost half an hour. But it returned rapidly, rejecting the 20 moving average and stopped me out, of course. So I should have moved my stop loss at break even with the reaction of the 20 moving average, but it was still we still hadn't closed above R4. So it was a rookie mistake on my part, even though it was a bit better because we were breaking down from this support at 246.25. But again, I needed to wait for this entry, so I took those two trades that were not the best. And I guess I learned a new thing today. I guess 6. Actually had enough sleep. I correctly identify market weakness, respect the stop loss, and did not go over max loss. But unfortunately, despite those good things, I didn't execute correctly. I took two trades. I resulted in minus 2.2 because of the uh, because of the spread on the last trade. It pulled back with strength. And I was very tempted on these two entries to use hold because I knew that this trade was gonna drop at R4 with the amount of weakness we had. And the problem is that my entry was too close to the lower range, so of course I was gonna get stopped out. And R4 reversal is an E trade. So this doesn't paint like a good day, unfortunately. And then I'll do the stats later. I have to do the review for Tuesday, I think. So anyways, that's it for me today. You can see the stock actually rejected nicely after this a bit of a hammer here, but that was the rejection signal for the weakness that I was seeing in the price action. Gonna made an entry here. Stop loss at 244.25, 247.25, 26. An entry at 246.80 or 75, and then I will have never gotten close. Well, it will have gotten close here on this pullback, but on this nice drop, I could have been able to partial 246, 245 very nicely, and then add to my position here, or again the loss of 20 moving average partial, and have a great day. But again, anticipation, nerves, and yeah, that's it for today. I wasn't able to respect the rules today, and was a bit was anticipating a little bit.